David here with Guide Recommended. Let's tie the pheasant tail nymph, right? So in this tutorial, I'm going to attach it to my class. So in a second, I'm going to do an overview of my 5 modules in my beginning fly tire class. Link in the description.
So I'm going to break in just for a second and talk about the link down below. Takes you to a page, how to tie flies. It's a step-by-step instruction. So I've organized each of my videos into 5 different tutorial lessons, like this one, types of flies and fly tying hooks. You got the tools, you got the knots, you've got the materials, you've got the techniques. And then each one of these lessons has a link to a page that has an article about the materials, a video, and then more instruction and description of what is in each one of those lessons. Let's go back real quick. As you continue down on the page, it gets into tying those fundamental flies to learn the skills.
Size 14 wet fly hook. In our vise, get our thread. A base, again, I start this one 2 eyes back. 2 eyes back. All right, we'll start this out. Super, super easy on these little flies to crowd the eye. Wrapping back to the barb. All right. First thing that goes in is our pheasant tail. Now the pack comes from Hairline, comes with a nice cut of pheasant tail. I've got some friends that hook me up with quite a bit. So how do I do this? So we're going to put our tail in next, but I want all of my feathers, the ends, to line up. So I grab about 10 or 12 of the feathers, right, the barbs, stretch them up like that, get the tips to align, cut the bottom. A short little tail on pheasant tails. So if you look at that, that is a hook gap. Now I'll only put in 2 wraps right here. Short little tail. All right. Next is our wire. I'm going to use my copper wire that is on my bobbin. Tie it in. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pull this up, my feathers up, exposing the copper under, wrapping that forward. Get that copper wrapped down well. All right, I'm going to take this to about the 2/3 mark. So 2/3, right? Now we're going to wrap our pheasant forward, up over the top, down under the bottom. If this gets too crowded for your fingers, you can always get your hackle pliers, or another little trick, put your finger on top, right? Switch sides, finger on top, switch sides, right? All right, so we got it up to our tie-in point, tie it in good. Now I'm pulling towards the camera as I tie this in. 4 good wraps. Cut it close. Keep that tension on. Tie it in. All right. Now I want to reverse wrap my copper. The peak, or the pheasant tail, is actually pretty fragile, and this will add a lot of strength to it, and it won't sink into the fiber, so we can get that nice variegated body on this fly. Now to add a little bit of weight, I'm going to put about 5 wraps there. Bend that down. What do we do next? Some more pheasant tail. That's why I was saying this guy doesn't need many ingredients. Again, pull up about 10 of the barbs, right? So if you look at pheasant tail, one side is going to be dark, one side is going to be light. So this is my light side, dark side. I want the dark side on top, so we're going to wrap our light side initially down. Turn that off. Alright, wrapping back onto that copper in the other. Okay, there's my proportion. So this is at about the 2/3 point. Leave that. Grab our peacock curl, 4 strands, 5 strands should do it. Trim off your tips to make them nice and even. Here's a little hack, right? When I trim close to my fingers in preparation to tie in, right? Now we did this before. Wrap our peacock curl around that thread and start wrapping. I like to get that bead. Now again, notice some clear hook shank behind that eye, right? Use our little hack of putting our finger on top, holding everything in place. Grab my, let those peacock curls unwind. Grab them, pull them up towards you, wrap them in. So from the tying position, pushing away, right? Cut it off, wrap it down, peacock curl over, make sure it stays on top, a good pinch, wrap back, cut, wrap it down, nice little head, quick half hitch, get my whip finish. Head cement, we're done. Beautiful little pheasant tail right there.